5 clear signs your relationship is coming to an end. Did you know that almost 50% of marriages in the US, UK, EU, and Australia end in divorce? And that's not even counting the millions of relationships that fall apart before ever making it to the altar. But here's the scary part: most people don't even realize their relationship is ending until it's too late. One day, everything feels fine. You laugh at their jokes, hold hands in public, and text nonstop. Then, something shifts. You start questioning things. Why do their texts feel colder? Why do you feel more anxious than happy around them? Why does their name on your phone make your stomach turn out with butterflies, but with dread? If you've ever caught yourself overthinking every little thing from when to text to whether they even care about you anymore, you might already be seeing the signs. And the truth is, most people ignore these signs until the damage is beyond repair. But you don't have to be one of them. In this video, we'll break down 5 clear signs that your relationship is heading toward an end. Some of these might shock you, and some might hit a little too close to home. But by the time you finish watching, you'll know exactly where you stand and whether it's time to hold on or let go. Let's dive in. Welcome to Relationship Rules. Our channel is dedicated to helping you navigate love, improve connections, and build lasting bonds. In today's video, we're addressing a common and painful topic: recognizing when a romantic relationship is over. This issue is seen worldwide, but is especially noticed in regions like the USA, UK, EU, and Australia. Let's explore the 5 critical signs that indicate your relationship may have reached its end. 5 signs your relationship is over. Recognizing these signs is essential, even though it might be hard to accept. If you've started questioning your relationship, these points can help you gain clarity. Number 1. You don't feel like yourself anymore. One of the biggest red flags in a failing relationship is when you start losing your true self. Instead of feeling comfortable and secure, you find yourself walking on eggshells, constantly worrying about what to say or how to act. It's almost as if you're playing a role instead of just being yourself. Maybe in the beginning, everything felt effortless. You could laugh, joke, and share your thoughts freely. But now, something has changed. You feel nervous expressing your true opinions because you don't know how your partner will react. You start second-guessing your words, carefully crafting your messages, and even avoiding certain topics just to keep the peace. Does this sound familiar? You hesitate before texting them because you're unsure if they'll respond enthusiastically or ignore you. When you're in public or around their friends, you feel out of place, unsure of how to behave. Do you hold their hand? Do you act affectionate? Or will that make them uncomfortable? If you've reached a point where you have to constantly adjust your personality, you're no longer in a safe and secure relationship, you're in an unhealthy one. Why this happens: feeling like you're losing yourself in a relationship is often a sign of emotional imbalance. This can happen for several reasons. Your partner makes you feel guilty for expressing your thoughts or emotions. You fear the reaction, whether it's anger, dismissiveness, or emotional withdrawal. They don't validate your feelings, making you feel like your opinions or emotions don't matter. You've developed an anxious attachment, constantly seeking approval or fearing rejection. Over time, this can seriously affect your mental health. You may feel drained, emotionally exhausted, or even disconnected from your own needs. You start prioritizing their happiness over yours, forgetting who you were before this relationship even started. The danger of losing yourself for a healthy relationship should make you feel safe, valued, and accepted for who you truly are. But when you lose yourself, the relationship becomes a prison rather than a partnership. Instead of growing together, you shrink to fit into what they want. This kind of emotional suppression leads to resentment, self-doubt, and anxiety. You might find yourself constantly overanalyzing everything from your partner's tone of voice to their social media activity just to reassure yourself that things are okay. But deep down, you know they're not. How to fix this or walk away if you've started feeling like a different person, someone more anxious, insecure, or lost. It's time to take a step back and ask yourself, do I feel free to be myself in this relationship? Am I constantly adjusting who I am to avoid conflict? Do I feel emotionally supported and valued? If the answer to these questions is no, then it's time to reevaluate whether this relationship is truly good for you. Remember, a strong and healthy relationship should never make you feel like a stranger to yourself. Number 2, you're constantly questioning communication. One of the biggest signs that a relationship is on shaky ground is when communication no longer feels natural or easy. Instead of simply talking to your partner, you find yourself overthinking every little thing, from how long it takes them to reply to whether they even want to talk to you at all. At first, things might have been different. Conversations flowed effortlessly. Texts were replied to quickly, and there was no hesitation when it came to calling or making plans. But now, you find yourself anxiously staring at your phone, wondering why they haven't responded. You hesitate before sending a simple text, rereading it multiple times to make sure it sounds right. And when they do reply, you analyze every word, trying to decode hidden meanings. Do they seem colder than before? Are their replies shorter? Did they ignore a question? Instead of just enjoying the relationship, you're playing detective, trying to piece together whether they're losing interest or if you're just overreacting. Why this happens? Constantly questioning communication usually happens when there's a lack of emotional security in the relationship. This can stem from inconsistent responses. Sometimes they reply instantly, other times they take hours or even days. Mixed signals. They say they care, but their actions don't always match their words. A lack of effort. You initiate most conversations while they seem indifferent or distant. Emotional unavailability. They're physically present, but emotionally closed off. When communication becomes unpredictable, it creates anxiety. You start second-guessing everything. Should you call or wait for them to call first? Are they genuinely busy, or are they avoiding you? Did they forget to text back, or are they slowly pulling away? This emotional uncertainty can leave you feeling insecure and unwanted. The emotional toll of uncertainty. A strong relationship is built on clear, open, and consistent communication. If you spend more time worrying about communication than actually talking, that's a huge red flag. Instead of feeling connected, you feel alone in the relationship, constantly trying to decode their emotions rather than having honest conversations. This kind of stress can take a toll on your mental health. It can lead to anxiety and overthinking, constantly playing out worst-case scenarios in your head. Low self-esteem, feeling like you're the problem or that you're too needy. Emotional exhaustion, being drained from trying so hard to get reassurance. How to fix this or walk away? If you constantly feel anxious about when, how, or if your partner will communicate with you, ask yourself, does my partner communicate with me consistently and openly? Do I feel comfortable reaching out? Or am I afraid of being too much? Am I spending more time overanalyzing than actually enjoying the relationship? If you're always chasing communication, you're already losing the emotional connection. A healthy relationship should feel safe, open, and effortless, not like a constant guessing game. If your partner ain't meeting you halfway, it may be time to have a serious conversation or walk away for the sake of your own emotional well-being. Number 3, you think about the relationship status all the time. One of the biggest indicators of an unstable relationship is when you constantly wonder where you stand. Instead of feeling secure and confident in your connection, you find yourself obsessing over the future and questioning whether you're truly committed to each other. Do you often ask yourself, where is this going? Are we exclusive? Or are they still seeing other people? Can I introduce them to my family and friends? If you're always guessing their level of commitment instead of having open conversations, it's a sign that the relationship lacks a strong foundation. Healthy relationships provide clarity and security, not confusion and doubt. Why this happens? Uncertainty about your relationship status usually means one or both partners are avoiding important conversations. This can happen because one person is emotionally unavailable and unwilling to commit. There is a fear of confrontation, so you avoid bringing up the topic. The relationship is one-sided, where only one partner is trying to define things. When someone truly values you, they won't leave you guessing about your place in their life. They will communicate their intentions clearly and make you feel safe, not anxious. The emotional impact of uncertainty, constantly questioning the status of your relationship, can leave you feeling emotionally drained from overthinking every interaction, insecure and anxious, always searching for signs of commitment, frustrated and unsatisfied because the relationship isn't progressing. A strong, loving relationship should give you peace of mind, not constant stress. If you feel like you're always waiting for reassurance, it might be time to rethink whether this relationship is truly fulfilling. What to do next if you're stuck in this cycle of uncertainty? Ask yourself, do I feel emotionally secure in this relationship? Is my partner making an effort to define our future? Am I holding on to hope instead of accepting reality? If your partner avoids defining their relationship or keeps sending mixed signals, you deserve better. Love should never feel like a mystery. You deserve clarity, commitment, and emotional security. Number 4. You're starting to feel annoyed at the beginning of a relationship. Everything they do seems cute, funny, or even charming. Their little quirks make you smile, and you feel excited whenever you see their name pop up on your phone. But now, everything about them irritates you. Do you find yourself rolling your eyes at their jokes instead of laughing? Do their habits, things that never bothered you before, suddenly feel unbearable? Maybe you feel a sense of dread instead of happiness when they call or text. If this sounds familiar, it's a clear sign your feelings have changed. Why this happens? This shift in emotions usually happens when underlying issues in the relationship remain unresolved. Some common reasons include emotional disconnect. You no longer feel the same deep connection, so small things start to annoy you. Built up resentment, unspoken frustrations, or unresolved conflicts turn into irritation over time. Loss of attraction. When the emotional spark fades, even their voice or habits can start to bother you. Feeling stuck. If you're mentally checked out, but still in the relationship, their presence alone might feel frustrating. The emotional impact of growing resentment, feeling irritated all the time, doesn't just affect your mood, it can slowly destroy the relationship. Over time, this frustration can turn into short tempers. You snap at each other more often. Less affection. You avoid physical touch, compliments, or spending time together. Increased distance. You'd rather be alone than with them. What to do next if you constantly feel annoyed by your partner? Ask yourself, am I just frustrated? Or have my feelings truly changed? Is this relationship still making me happy? Am I staying out of love or just out of habit? If the answer points to a deeper emotional disconnect, it might be time to have an honest conversation with yourself and your partner. Love shouldn't feel like a burden, and if irritation is replacing affection, it could be a sign that this relationship is coming to an end. Number 5. You're questioning your shared values in a strong relationship. Both partners support each other's growth while maintaining their individual identities. But when you start feeling like you're losing yourself, it's a sign that something is off. If you're spending less time with friends, skipping hobbies you once loved, or constantly changing your interests just to keep them happy, your relationship lacks balance. A healthy relationship isn't about one person sacrificing their identity, it's about two individuals growing together. But if you find yourself making all the compromises while they stay the same, you might be in a situation where compatibility is missing. Why this happens? Losing yourself in a relationship often stems from unequal effort. One partner expects the other to adjust their lifestyle, interests, and values. Fear of conflict. You go along with what they want to avoid arguments. Emotional dependency. You feel like you have to change to keep them interested. Different long-term goals. You start realizing you want different things in life. The emotional toll of losing yourself when a relationship lacks shared values and balance. It can lead to resentment. You start feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. Loss of identity. You forget what makes you happy outside of the relationship. Emotional exhaustion. Constantly adjusting yourself for someone else is draining. What to do next? Ask yourself, am I truly being myself in this relationship? Do we have the same long-term values and goals? Am I sacrificing too much of my happiness to make this work? If you feel like you're losing your sense of self, it's time to reassess. A healthy relationship should make you feel supported, not controlled. True compatibility means bringing out the best in each other, not one person doing all the adjusting. If your values don't align, it may be time to let go and find a relationship where you can truly be yourself.